But bear in mind, I started in discos.
Right.
I don't know if you saw Danny and the Human Zoo. I did a film about my early years in the business called Danny and the Human Zoo. Wrote it and played my dad, which is really weird.
Wow.
Played my dad. And,
Shakespearean.
I had to do a scene where I'm talking to me, 16 years old, and then I had to hit me. I had to see a shrink after that.
Wow.
They called him and said, "You got to come now, Lenny is having a breakdown." I hit myself. But at that period, I was 16, and it was very much, my life was discos because the DJs used to let me get up on stage. So you couldn't do this now, but I was 14, 15, 16 at this period, and I would go to the disco, the Queen Mary Ballroom on Dudley Zoo, or the Ship and Rainbow in West Bromwich, or the Club Lafayette in Wolverhampton. And there was a particular DJ called Oscar Michael who would allow me to get up on stage and do 5 minutes. And so I would do Elvis, and I would do Frank Spencer and Tommy Cooper and Muhammad Ali and Rigsby.
Wow.
And in the middle of a disco, can you imagine that in the rave tent at Glastonbury? You couldn't do that now, could you? Hold on, some kid's gonna do Frank Spencer. Boo! Come off the stage. But they really let me. I mean, the thing you see in the TV show is absolutely right. They absolutely let me get up and do whatever I wanted to do. And it started off with me doing Jailhouse Rock, and because I liked that record, and I used to sing on top of it. And because no man, no, because it was my voice hadn't broken, so. There was a period when, about 17 years old, where there was a massive kathunk in the middle of a performance. I said, "One through a party and the county jail." Damn, I didn't used to sing it like this. But I went around Birmingham doing an act. I had a book called Elvis the Hits, and I used to go to these working men's clubs like Bilston Steels and the Battle Hill Social Club, and there'd be a lady with very thick milk bottom glasses at the Bon Tempi organ playing breed-it-deed-it-dee, breed-it-deed-it-deed-it, breedy. They go, "All right, lad, come on." And Lenny Henry's here. "All right, is that lad from Dudley Zoo? Right, get him in here. Now, give him a chance as a young black lad, but don't hold that against him." You don't know. Listen, I'm young black lad. Give him a chance. His dad's got emphysema, and then and then you'd have to go on stage and follow that, you know. And it was horrible. It was really horrible, and it was just as more racist than in Danny and the Human Zoo, because the BBC said it wasn't like this, was it? Sure. No, we have to take out that. They didn't say that, did they? They didn't say bring the coon on now, did they? Let's just cross that out. Lenny, this is marvellous, but this is the thing about if you're a black performer and the only people you're pitching ideas to are white people. No offence to white people, I love y'all, but when you're in show business and you're always pitching your ideas to, they literally are very surprised when they're reading Danny Hume. They go, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, it's true. They called you Nignog." "Yes, they did." "Well, never did that at Eton." Cross that out.
This never happened to Tom Hiddleston.
No, so it was literally like that. So we managed to get a few of that in to give people a taste of what it was like at my school, which my mum found by looking out the upstairs bedroom window and going, "There's a school up there and it's got a fence round it, so that's where you're going." But at this, my point, and I do have one, is that the music was, there was very northern soul.
Right.
So there was very much the Snake. It was very much the other version of Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. There was a Northern Soul version of that. 8 Miles High by David and the Giants. There was a lot of Motown. We were very Motown-tastic. But it wasn't the Motown, you know, it was things like There's No Stopping Us Now, There's No Stopping Us Now. There was a version of Hold Back the Night that was an instrumental. It was on Buddha, and they used to play that a lot. And the O'Meady brothers were 3 black guys who did Kung Fu, and they would take over the whole dance floor and do There Was a Time. There was a time when I used to dance, the name of the dance. You know, that record, James Brown. And it's the live version. And the Armeli brothers, in their Oxford bags and their Kung Fu shoes, would take their tops off and sort of do Bruce Lee. And then they would do flick-flacks around the dance floor and somersaults. And they'd do all this kind of Kung Fu stuff. And nobody else could get on the dance floor. And they danced to There Was a Time, and then they'd be covered in sweat, and then they'd come off, and then we'd carry on dancing. And then I hated the Northern Soul discos, because you never got off with any girls at the Northern Soul discos. Because they were quite, I mean this lovingly, they were quite butch. They had the kind of same haircut as the guys, the feather haircut, the kind of Aladdin Sane haircut. The girls wore tank tops and the shirts with the round collars that you could land Concorde on. They had the Oxford bags, and they did the Northern Soul dancing too.
Right.
So you'd like I don't know if you've seen the Duffy video for Mercy, but that bloke who's pilled out of his head who's just doing that and all that stuff, that's basically, so you go up and ask her, do you want to dance? And she'd go, yeah, and then she'd just and start throwing herself around the dance floor. And you're going, can we do, no, I meant, can we do us, I'm not in love. They never played I'm Not in Love at a Northern Soul disco, so it was quite disturbing, really.